For this video, I am going to teach you guys about the Euler method. So before I go through a Euler method question, let me tell you the 5 rules of it. The first one will be, how do you know when to use Euler method? So there is actually 2 ways to find out. The first way is to see the question. If the question asks you to use Euler method, then you can use Euler method. If not, you see the question equation. If the question equation have dy over dx or dt over dx or something along that line, or y prime or t prime, then you can use Euler method. The second rule will be always remember to use in radian mode, because using in radian mode or degree mode will have an overall different answer in the end. And the third one will be standard form. So what do I mean by standard form? Over here we have 2 equations. The first equation is dy over dx is equal to 2x plus y. This one will be the standard form, because dy over dx is stand alone at one side, where the second equation is not, because dy over dx is together with negative 3y plus 2x. So how do you make it to standard form? So as long as dy over dx is stand alone at one side, it will be the standard form. So for this equation, just simply move the negative 3y plus 2x to the other side, which become dy over dx is equal to 3y minus 2x. This is the standard form. The fourth rule will be know the value of x, y, and step size value based on the question, and after you find out all those values, then you can proceed to the fifth rule, which is always use the table to solve the question. This is the question I have given. The y prime is equal to y minus e to the power of x, where the initial condition is y0 equal to 1. Use Euler method to obtain a value of y2 and correct your working to 4 decimal place using a step size of h is equal to 0.5. Since the question already told you to use Euler method, the first rule is already met, and always remember to use in radian mode. For our standard form, you know that y prime is the same as dy over dx, and since dy over dx is stand alone at one side, this is the standard form. For our fourth rule, know the value of x, y, and step size value. As you can see from the equation, you can tell that y is equal to 1, and since there is only 2 variables, x and y, the variable inside the bracket will be x, and the step size value will be 0.5, and find the value of y when x is equal to 2. After knowing all these values, then you can proceed to the table to solve the question. Always remember to draw the table according to this format, where the first column variable will always be the variable inside the bracket, and the second column variable will be the other variable in the equation, and the third column will always be h times dy dx, and based on our equation, our dy dx will be y minus e to the power of x, and based on this equation, we know that y is equal to 1 and x is equal to 0. So we will sub those inside the table, and after knowing these 2 variable values, you can sub it inside the equation at the third column, where y is equal to 1 and x is equal to 0, which you will get a value of 0. Since our step size value is 0.5, every time you increase x value, it will be according to the h value. So our x value now will be 0.5. And to find out the y value of the second row, second column, it will always be y value of the previous column plus the equation value of the previous third column. So it will be 1 plus h times dy dx, which we find out to be 0, where you will get a final answer of 1. After finding these two variable values, sub inside the equation again where y is equal to 1 and x is equal to 0.5, where you will get a value of negative 0.3244. Increase x value again, where you will get 1, and the y value will be 1 plus negative 0.3244, where you will get the value of 0.6756. Sum these two values again into the equation, and you will get 0.6756 as y, and x will be 1, where you will get a value of negative 1.0213. Increase x value again to 1.5, and the y value will be 0.6756 plus negative 1.0213, where you will get negative 0.3457. Sum inside the equation where y is negative 0.3457 and x is equal to 1.5, you will get negative 2.4137. Since they ask us to find the value of y when x is equal to 2, our final step will be when x is equal to 2. So for the final step, just simply use the y value of the previous column plus the equation answer of the previous third column, which is negative 0.3457 plus negative 2.4137. You will get the final answer of negative 2.7594. So this is how you solve a Euler method question.